back over at the land of Nod again. Sort this bag out again. And the reason I've come back over here is because after the disappointing performance of the 25mm Meike lens the other day, I've decided to come back over with, again, using the X-T20, but this time I'm using the 27mm Fuji lens, so I think that's the f2.8 pancake, and we'll see if shooting very similar scenes, we've got pretty similar lighting as well now today. It was sunny earlier, but now it's heavily overcast in places and a bit thundery, possibly. Of course it rained last time as well. Yeah, so decided to shoot similar things, do the same walk, shooting very similar stuff, similar conditions, see if I'm any more pleased with the results this time. I mean, I think some of it is just, some of it was probably just poor subject choosing by me, but also I want to just make sure that, I'm not being unfair to the Meike lens. So let's shoot the same sort of stuff with the 27mm on the X-T20 and do some comparisons, I think. See how we get on. Still nice and quiet out here today. I did say I'd measure how long this walk is, so that Sue can come out and do the walk with me at some point. And I've brought the Garmin with me. Can't figure out how to just record my track. So I'll have to look that up as well. These Garmin's are not that intuitive, I don't find. I think once you've done stuff once on them, you know what you're doing. It's okay. But if you just I was just walking up the road trying to figure out what to do, and it's hopeless. Or at least I'm hopeless. So we'll come back to that. Just stopped in the woods here, walking through the land of Nod. Take one or two quick shots. Primarily, this tree here. What a cracking thing this is. However, it's pretty gloomy. The camera doesn't really do it justice. It's pretty gloomy under here at the moment, and it has started to rain. So we're going to continue on up the path now. Yeah, crack on. Oh, this is steep. This is always hard going up this piece, always harder than I remember. Disappointing that it's raining already, and probably only a quarter of the way into the walk. I thought it was possibly going to hold off for a bit longer than this, but but it is, at least it's warm today. Warmer than it was on the last walk out this way, so that's a good thing if nothing else. That's the steepest part done. Although this part is more open, so if it does come down with any vigour, I'm likely to get soaked in this bit. However, no complaints. Being out in the woods, out in nature for a walk, it's just nice. So it's started to rain a bit harder. You may be able to hear that. So I've decided to stop for a minute under this large chestnut tree just to shelter until maybe the worst of it's past. I have got a rain jacket with me, but I don't really want to wear it because it's warm. So I'm just going to wait here for a few minutes and see if this passes. This is the vista, and where I'm sheltering, that's the way we're going. And that's the way we've come from. And this is this rather fine chestnut tree that I decided to shelter under for a few minutes. And yeah, just see if we can avoid getting too much of a soaking. I think actually it's so warm today I'll probably dry off fairly quickly anyway. But I want to avoid wearing the jacket if I can, because it'd be too warm. So I'm just going to wait here for a few minutes, and I might have another look at the Garmin, see if I can figure out how to use the darn thing for tracking. Yeah, that's a good idea. Take 2, forgot to press record. So just stop for a very quick vlog on the X Pro 1 using the 35mm Meike lens. Meike. Only using this camera because I wanted something really quick. Was leaning on this gate post just here behind me just now, waiting for the rain to pass, and a little, really tiny, maybe 15mm long, little caterpillar crawled up beside my elbow. So I took a couple of pictures of him using the Meike on the X Pro 1 with minimum focusing distance and set at about f2.8, and did a very similar thing with the X-T20 with a 27mm lens on as well. So we'll see A, which comes out best, and B, if we can identify the caterpillar. Yeah, always up for a challenge in terms of spotting nature and doing some identification. You've got to do something when it's raining. Now back in the somewhat aptly named flat wood, which is pretty flat, and once again, even the lighting is pretty flat now. Doesn't look as if we're going to get any sunshine, unfortunately, unless there's some breaks in this cloud. At least I'm back out from under cover again now, and making progress on this footpath, very well defined footpath as well, as you can see from where we've come. And I just swing round, that's where we're going. So it's a fairly green vista. Did you see a deer run across the path? I think I'd heard him in the undergrowth up ahead, and he just popped out and dashed off. Surprising. Obviously they can hear you from a long way away, and I think I did hear him, and then went hopping off through the, jumping through the undergrowth. Pretty quiet, even as he was making considerable haste. Nice to know they're still out here. Always a treat to see one. Even more of a treat to be able to photograph one, obviously. But you can't always have your kit ready unless that's what you're specifically coming out for. Starting to get a bit wetter again now. I may have to either take cover or put the rain jacket on. Yeah, we'll see. Taken a few pictures with the X-T20 and a few with the X-Pro one as well. So I'll be looking forward to working those up later. Hopefully we've got some, something reasonable. Not experimenting with any recipes today. I'm going to go back to perhaps back to Borden, to the area that they're redeveloping, to do some more recipe testing there. I've got added a couple more recipes. I've had to put a sticker on the bottom of the camera to say which recipes I've got in which custom setting location. So I've got 4 in there now, and I'll never remember which is 1, 2, 3 and 4, so I'll have to write those on a piece of masking tape and stuck it to the bottom of the camera. I have set X-T20 and X-Pro one up exactly the same, so that, to cut down on any confusion. But as I say, I'll go somewhere else to test those when the light's better and the surroundings are, I don't know, maybe more conducive. Well, we'll see. I think the weather is supposed to be continuing. Change arms. The weather is supposed to be continuing changeable for a little while yet, so we'll go out when we can. That's all you can do. In fact, you can go out in any weather really, but it's not always pleasant if the weather's really poor. It's certainly a peaceful place to come and take a walk, I have to say. I can hear traffic in the distance because the road isn't really that far away, but it doesn't look as if many people ever use this path, even though it is very well defined. Sheltering again. It is definitely brightening up, but at the moment it's raining steadily. It's not that heavy, to be honest, but it's steady, and as you can see, this is where we've been. Came from the path down that way, and the way we're going is this way, and once we're past those trees there at the end of the path, we're back in the full open there. So I'm going to try not to get a complete soaking, but as you can see through the trees there, it's definitely brightening up, so I'm hopeful that we'll be underway fairly shortly, because it will be tea time soon, so need to be heading back in a little while. Yeah, it's been nice to be out today though, even though again it's turned out to be wet late afternoon. I've got a feeling that also again later in the evening it looks like it might be nice again, so what can you do, huh?